Hi Morgan, it's you 5 years from now. And I know it's crazy, but you are 19 now and you are in college, you're a sophomore in college studying communications. I know it's crazy, you can't even imagine that, but yeah, here you are at the University of Louisville, go Cards. And right now you're enrolled in a class called African American Communication, and pretty much going into it, I really wasn't sure what to expect really. I mean, the title is pretty broad, so it's not exactly, I wasn't sure basically what was gonna happen in that class, but it was very eye-opening for me, just because obviously, I mean, you're mixed race, so you have pretty much seen both sides of pretty much any racial issue. So, and obviously you, as being 14-year-old, just started high school, you aren't really aware of you aren't really socially or politically aware of stuff going on in the world right now. You're pretty much in your own little bubble of just high school and drama and all that stuff. This class was very beneficial for me in that it opened my eyes to things or issues that I may have already known about, such as like white privilege, and I knew there were negative stereotypes obviously, but it really made me aware of the effects, like the long-term effects, such as like microaggressions and how that like has like even like a health impact on African Americans, and it just kind of opened my eyes to that. And it also gave me a good like basis or grounds to like start the conversation or be comfortable in addressing issues when they come up, and like feeling confident in my own education in the topic to be able to contribute to a conversation on the issues. Another concept that really stood out to me that I kind of already knew existed and I knew about it, but I didn't know there was a word for it, and I talked about this in my letter to you, was code switching, which is basically negotiating your identity based on the environment you're in and who you're around, or what the dominant culture is that you're around. And I thought that this really resonated with me just because of the fact that I am mixed race, obviously you know this, because of, I feel like in certain situations, like with my white side of the family, I'm different than when I'm with the black side of my family. So I kind of understand that on a personal level, and I never really knew there was a word for that. I never really understood really the meaning behind it, but now that I do, because of this class, I really feel like it really broadened how I think, to know that how I feel is also felt by other people, and that there's a word for it, and there's like a theory and phenomenon behind that, and that it helps me to better talk about it and to communicate that feeling. And then another thing that really stood out to me and that I think was really important learning about was the idea of invisibility syndrome, where basically your accomplishments and the things that you do and just who you are as a person isn't seen. The only thing that's seen is the stereotypes surrounding you, or the color of your skin, or that no matter what, you can't rise above this level of stereotype that someone's already placed on you. And just having that, like seeing that definition on paper and in the readings that we've done, just really kind of made it real to me, and that people actually really feel like this, and this is an actual thing, and it's not just, and it goes beyond just the scope of someone's mind, and it's actually written about and studied. I think that's really important. It was really interesting and for me to learn about, especially whenever we talked about the case study of Sam and how he was a successful lawyer, and he, pretty much like put himself through school, and he like worked his butt off only to be in an elevator with a white woman, and him still having to pretty much be a victim of the negative stereotypes placed around him. So I hope by explaining some of these concepts that we talked about in class helps to better prepare you for the future and just for life in general, and I wish you the best of luck.